We continue our visit to the National School's Science and Technology Fair, and in this segment we talk agriculture, the Moringa plant, and going green in Fort de Jacques. First, let us talk about hydroponics, a method of growing plants using mineral nutrient solutions in water without soil. That means your home or backyard can be converted into a garden. Here is Ian Spiegelberg of the Montessori Center to explain his science project.
There's a larger universal reality of which we are all a part.
The further we probe into the universe, the more remarkable are the discoveries we make.
Okay. My name is Ian Spiegelberg and my school is the Montessori Center, and today I'm doing hydroponics.
Could you explain to us, Ian, what exactly is hydroponics?
Hydroponics is the process of growing plants in sand, gravel, or liquid with added nutrients but without soil.
And why would we want to do that?
Well, there's many benefits of growing plants in liquid instead of growing it in soil. So say like in Derek Walcott Square you could fit 500 plants. With this you could fit 1,500. So it triples the amount of plants you can grow. And also say take tomatoes for example. Say tomatoes could last on the shelf with no refrigeration, no anything for 5 days. With hydroponics they can last on the shelf for 15 days. So the shelf life is extended, and also the amount of space. You use very little space with this.
So explain to us your experiment, the process. What exactly did you go through to prove that point?
Well, what I went through is I took 4 plants, and I have 3 systems that I'm using. I grew one, so take tomato again. I grew 1 tomato in soil, 1 tomato in hydroponics, and another one because I have 2 systems of hydroponics. I have the drip and the ebb and flow. There's 4, which are the aeroponic and floating, but I'm doing the drip and ebb and flow. So I did 1 in the drip, 1 in the ebb and flow, and 1 in the soil. So I measured those out and then I showed my information, and what I really found out was that hydroponics works a lot better than soil.
Is this something that you'd recommend to the farming community, to persons who want to get into agriculture?
Yes, all farmers I would recommend to this, because you know all those clay and rocky fields down south. This is a very good way so you can set hydroponics on top of that and not have to dig up the ground, or like in clay circumstances there isn't that much nutrient, so you could use this instead.
My name is Dukan and I'm from the Millet Primary School.
My name is Jade Justin and I'm from the Millet Primary School, and today our project will be about the investigation of the Moringa plant.
Okay, we'll start with you, Dukan. Why exactly did you all take on this project, and what is this project about?
Well, this whole idea came about during a class discussion when one child mentioned the Moringa plant, its uses and benefits. They spoke about how their parents used it to alleviate the symptoms of diabetes. So we investigated further about the Moringa plant and found out many more benefits towards the plant. We found out that there were 2 African scientists named Mahmoud and Jacque who conducted research in 2011 and 2010 respectively. They compared fresh moringa leaves to dried moringa leaves. Dried moringa leaves had a greater nutritional value than fresh moringa leaves, but vitamin C, the level drops to have that in oranges.
Okay, Jade, first of all, are there moringa plants in Millet, and how did you go about putting this experiment together?
Well, there aren't many moringa plants in Millet, but we got a few leaves and seeds to plant some by the school. So during this project we gave out questionnaires to the different neighboring communities of Millet, and we put 20 parents from each of the 5 communities, which are Vanna, Dorondo, Techime, and Venus, and Kaiko. So it listed up to 100 names. We had a random selection of every odd number of the names, so we added up to 50. Every 10 questionnaires were given to one researcher to give to every community. What can the moringa plants do for people? Well, as you can see here, it can relax the muscles, it can relax the back pain, lower back pain, it eases asthma and hiccups, it can also use as an antibiotic, it can relieve sore throat, it wards off heart disease, and it protects the liver.
My name is Queen Isaac and I'm from the Millet Primary School.
Queen, can you give us an idea what exactly you were doing here?
Well, I am making a moringa smoothie using the moringa leaves. Well, we wanted to find a more appealing product to attract the youth because the moringa plant has several nutritional benefits.
Hi, I'm Safia Solomon and we're representing for Jacque Primary School. And this is an indoor garden. It's a new innovation under environmental science. Our project serves as an innovative and decorative method of growing herbs, flowers or whatever plants the in-home decorator desires indoors. You can also grow your vegetables here like tomatoes, or if you have garlic that ripening, you can place it there to germinate. When these plants photosynthesize, they release a waste gas called oxygen, which we as humans need to survive. So it's not only beneficial to our homes, but it's beneficial to our environment. And the bamboo is biodegradable, so when they have lived their lifespan, they are biodegradable, and they return of nutrients to the soil.
Okay, so did you actually do this experiment, and what did you all find out after you all did this experiment?
We find out that plants with taproots that can grow, because if they have fibrous roots, they will need to spread and they will need to occupy a lot of space. So plants with taproots that can be grown here.
And in terms of recommendations, can you tell us what exactly was your conclusion, and would you encourage other persons to start thinking of going green the way you're suggesting it?
Well, this project encourages our homes and environment to be a more healthier place, to have more oxygen in it, and we should recommend them to people. Or you can furnish it or decorate it to sell, to make as a living.
There's real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality.
We can do science, and with it, we can improve our lives.
There's real poetry in the real world.
So there we have it, a short segment on agriculture. Food security has been featured quite prominently at the National Schools Science and Technology Fair this year. In our next segment, can industrial waste be put to good use, like generate electricity? We will find out from Nicole King and Caleb George of the Entrepot Secondary School when we come back.